You're in tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station. 89.3 is WKKC. This is Focus Talk, the thought-provoking, solution-oriented talk show daring to make a difference in our communities. We're talking on a regular basis because the answers really matter. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about politics, religion, personal development, education, history, music, and then from time to time, we are spotlighting positive people who are doing positive things right here in the Inglewood community, throughout the Chicagoland area, as well as the entire United States. I'm your host, Dennis Knight. Well, before we get into today's show, I want to stop and make note of a very special person that I have in the studio with me today. Now, normally you have heard her here at Focus Talk, but on the other side of the mic. Today, she's switching positions and she's working with me as my co-host. And I'm extremely excited to introduce to you Miss Tamara Holmes, who is the CEO of Aerostar. Tamara, how are you today?
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Dennis, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am well. It is absolutely wonderful to have you in the studio. And as I mentioned, on the other side of the microphone, normally you've been a guest, but we're going to talk about some of the different things that you've got going on. But I am happy to have you in the studio just to help me out.
And I'm happy to be here. It's going to be fun.
So we'll be talking back and forth, but I want to introduce our guest today. Miss Ebony Jones is with us in the studio. Ebony, how are you?
I'm great, Dennis. How are you?
I am well. Now, Ebony, give me some information as to who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Ebony Jones. I'm the founder of Just Eat Skincare. We are a natural, cruelty-free, handmade, fair trade skincare line. We make products for men, women, and children. Our products are gentle enough for the sensitive skin without causing any rips or tears.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a whole lot of adjectives for your company. So let's kind of walk through those. So they when you say cruelty-free, or what was that term you used?
Cruelty-free.
That's what you said, right?
Yes,
so
that's
can you
what I
kind of
said.
expound on cruelty-free?
Okay, so what that means is that our products are not tested on animals. We're actually certified by the Leaping Bunny Association. So we're against animal testing. So our products are tested on our friends and family before we release them out to the market.
Yeah, get them first.
Yep.
Your friends and family.
Definitely.
So now, Ebony, when you talk about cruelty-free, why would that be important to me?
Well, it's important to you because no one wants to harm any animals. And if you're testing products on animals, in essence, you're harming them. So you want to use cruelty-free products because you don't want to cause any harm to the animals unnecessarily.
Okay. All right. That's a good thing.
So they're also sustainable, right?
Yes, they are. Our products are packaged in recyclable containers.
Nice.
Yes, and we also use recyclable tissue paper and recyclable ribbon. So everything from our core is green.
So how does that, of course, that impacts the environment positively. What are the positive effects that you found of how this works with the skin? And kind of walk us through how you came about this particular concoction that you created.
Okay. So I've been making skincare products for the past 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah. My experience comes after the birth of my daughter who has eczema. I was constantly in the pediatrician's office because her skin would be so dry that it would crack and bleed. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to keep giving her hydrocortisone because, those are steroids. And over
That's
time,
right.
The toxins build up. And I didn't want to keep, giving that to her. So I asked the pediatrician if there was something else that we could use, and they will only recommend hydrocortisone. We were at the highest strength that you could possibly take.
And how old was your child at this time?
She was 2.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was 2 at this time. So I just did my research, and I found out about shea butter. And once I started really getting into the therapeutic essential oils and all the healing butters, then I found out that it's not just it's just not enough to use just shea butter. You have to use it in its rawest, purest form. So I work with a women's cooperative in Ghana where we trade fairly. So they get paid fairly for their wages, and we're doing something good for the community.
So you're basically creating employment opportunities across the globe with your company right here in Chicago.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So now, Ebony, the entire process, can you give me a little information? So you started with this particular need, and then you created your product that started just for your baby.
Yep.
Okay.
It literally was inspired by a kid created by a mom, literally. So how the company came about, I was working as a director of HR for a private law enforcement company. My background is in psychology and human resources. So I didn't really like the systems and the politics that the office had in place, and I didn't really feel like I was effective in the role that I was in. So I was praying, and I was like, okay, I need to make a transition, but I didn't know exactly what that was going to be. So for Christmas, I decided to make some body scrubs and moisturizers for my family and friends. And I didn't tell them I made it. I just wrapped it up and gave it to them. And then once they came back and they asked me, like, where did you get this from? It really worked. And I was like, I made it. And they were like,
Wow.
no way, get out of here. You didn't make this. I'm like, yes, I did. This is what, my daughter's name is London. So they were like, so I'm like, this is what London uses, and they loved it, and they started saying, so my friends and family has been a tremendous amount of support and encouragement. They started like, you should create a business. People need this. This is not, you shouldn't sit on this. This is good. This is like the best kept secret. So I took a leap of faith, and I started out at the Buyers Flea Market in Humboldt Park. That was like our first outside event. And then from there, we started doing home parties and hosting parties. And then it just matriculated once I started meeting people, and I realized that it really was a need. People really are looking for natural skincare products because most people don't realize that the skin is the largest organ. It's important for us to put on our skin. It's just as important to pay attention what we're putting on our skin as it is what we're eating. Most people don't realize that when you eat stuff, it goes through different organs, the kidneys, the liver, all of that. But once you put it directly on your skin, there's no barrier.
It goes directly into your bloodstream.
It takes 26 seconds for chemicals to enter the bloodstream.
That's correct.
Through your skin.
Through your skin.
Educate me, ladies.
Well, I only knew because my mom is a stage 4 breast cancer survivor. So 19 years ago, doctors gave my mom 3 months to live. And after she survived and became a miracle, she has always been on us about using particular soaps, body washes, all of the major brands. Most of those have chemicals in them. Most deodorants have aluminum in them.
Yes.
So my family and I have gone pretty strict on what we use as far as, like, I don't wear perfume. I'm very sparse with body sprays that will always go on my clothes. So you are definitely speaking the truth. And that is also a lot of cause for eczema and skin problems.
Exactly.
Because a lot of these products that you put in your skin and a lot of soaps actually dehydrate you. They are made to dehydrate you so that you can buy more products. So
I tell
this
people
is a part,
all the time.
This is a part of the education I'm sure that you incorporate into your messaging. But the health risks that are associated with poor skincare, they lead to so many other issues.
Yes.
But you wind up spending more money trying to medicate issues that these products are causing because you keep using the same body washes or scrubs that keep drying you out. You keep buying more lotions, more
over and
oils.
over again.
Yes.
And so it's a vicious process until you treat the skin. The skin should be hydrating, itself, and it should stay moist and contain the moisture. So, yeah, you're right on the money with what you're sharing. And how old are you again?
I'm older than I look.
Don't be
If I
ashamed.
told you, you would not believe
Tell
it.
the world.
I am 37.
See, and I'm 39. So
Oh, see?
see, you're still younger than me.
Well, thank you.
No, you're not. We already got that straight earlier that you're only 18.
Right, I'm only
Right,
18.
she's only 18.
I'm only 18.
But that's a testament to even your product too. If you're a walking billboard, I mean, if you walk out the door, your skin looks amazing. If you guys are
Thank
checking this
you.
out, you can see her skin looks absolutely amazing. So you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So now, Ebony, tell me the process from you going from just being at home to actually having a product that you are vending to other people. How many steps did that take, or how long did it take to go from one point to the other?
It's a process that I'm still going through.
Okay.
It's a continuous process as I work to improve the product packaging. Not so much the product itself, because I feel like we have a really good product. Our customers come back and they say that they love how it makes their skin feel and how it improves certain skin concerns that they've been having to deal with for years. And now they finally found something that really works and solves their issue. So it was a little challenging at first, trying to nail down vendors that we could purchase supplies in bulk, because, price is a very big concern, not only for me, but for my customers, because I want to provide them a product and have competitive pricing. So finding the vendors was a struggle initially. And then not so much as finding like events, because once I talk to people, everyone has some type of skin concern. I'm finding out. Like, I never realized.
My hand went up. I do. Absolutely. So
the more I'm out there and the more I talk to people, the more I'm becoming aware, like, wow, it really is a serious demand out here for natural skincare products. So it's not so much as, so the process of, sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied.
That's okay. Go right ahead.
But the process of going from my home to vend, that was a little bit more easier, because once I was at the buyer's market, it was it's pretty much Hispanic population, so it's Hispanics and African Americans. So once I was there, I was able to see where my product should be, or where the direction that I wanted it to go. So that's when I started looking into the farmers markets. And then I just called and I asked, like, what were the requirements that you had to do to be into it. And I just made sure I had all of my T's and I's dotted when it was time to submit the application, and I was selected.
So there is a certain amount of due diligence that would be on each entrepreneur who is promoting, making, and selling their product.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. You definitely have to make sure you have all of your licenses. You have to make sure that you have contracts, receipts, invoices, just things to handle the customer. Make sure that their experience is the best possible experience that they could have with you or with me.
One of my thoughts when I first read your bio was that African American females are the most educated demographic now in the United States of America. And we are also now the largest pool and fastest growing demographic of entrepreneurs. How do you feel now that you are in both? You conquer academia. I saw you had your bachelor's and your master's, and now you moved from the public sector as an employee into entrepreneurship. You're actually, again, a testament to the Black female movement in America right now. What do you see as your challenges, and how are you finding yourself in this space like a lot of women are?
My biggest challenge is to not isolate myself, and so to speak, because I'm used to working alone, and I'm used to, just being me. But now that I'm in the role of an entrepreneur, I don't want to be a solopreneur. So I have to get out there and network and meet other entrepreneurs, not necessarily in the same industry that I'm in, but just different industries. So the challenge to me is just to push myself to get out there and meet people, get out of my comfort zone. So,
how's your daughter feel about all of this?
She's really excited. Sometimes she goes back and forth with me using her story. Sometimes she's like, that's me, my mommy's talking about. And then other times she's like, well, do you have to say I have eczema? So she goes back and forth. But she's totally like on board. She's so happy. She's like, that's my my right hand man when we're out vending. She's out, she's selling, she's passing out cards, she's thanking people, she's smiling. So yeah.
Ebony, what's next on the horizon for Just Eat Skincare?
I would love to see the product in everyone's bathroom, on everyone's body. But we would love to see the product move into Whole Foods eventually.
Okay. All right. Now, is there any, you made some incredible suggestions earlier as far as entrepreneurs and going into business, what you need to do and so on and so forth. Is there another piece of information that you can leave with us for those who are listening, who would like to venture out, who may have a product but don't know what to do next?
I would say enroll in a really good business school. I just participated in a small business entrepreneurship training program at the Greater Inglewood.
Was that Sunrise? Which one do you know?
It was Teamwork Inglewood.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really informative. They really helped me put together a solid business plan. So that's what I would suggest. I would suggest that if you don't have any background in business or any business experience, to enroll in a business training school to get that foundation. So that at least when you go out and you hire people, you know if they know what they're doing and they can't you just know. You need to know everything about your business. So that's what I would say.
Going forward, what mechanisms are you putting in place to kind of protect your brand? So a lot of people out there creating butters and oils and natural hair care products. What are you doing to protect your brand, and how are you moving in this space where it seems like it could potentially be a lot of competition?
It is definitely a lot of competition. So what I'm doing to protect my brand is just making sure that I'm truthful, I'm honest, I'm transparent.
Yes.
I'm speaking from experience. I use my product. My friends and family uses my product. So it's not like, and I'm working with a corporate attorney to trademark and copyright.
Yep.
And contracts and everything. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Very smart.
Thank you.
Ebony, I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I am so very happy for who you are and for what you're doing. And then the other part is, please know that the door here at Focus Talk is always open. You don't have to knock. Just come on through.
I will take you up on that, Dennis.
Okay. All right.
And I appreciated the opportunity to come out and talk to you guys. I really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you to my co-host, Tamara Holmes. We'll be back with additional segments and additional information. Thank you, Ebony.
Thank
You're in
you.
tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station, 89.3 WKKC.